First question is, what's something that was much cheaper when you were a child as compared to its price now?
Oh, let's see. An ice cream cone. An ice cream cone was 5 cents. And now, how much is an ice cream cone now? I don't know.
Now an ice cream cone is probably like a few dollars.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what it was. 5 cents. 5 cents.
How big was it?
It was just a cone with one ball of ice cream on it. And of course, butter was 22 cents a pound. I remember. This is when I was growing up. Not so I don't, just and gasoline. It was a riot. One of the boys in my high school class had an old car, and he would take us riding around Escanaba, and we would all pitch in with the gas. And I remember it was 22 cents a gallon. Gasoline was 22 cents a gallon. Yep, that's exactly what it was. And I imagine there were a lot of other things in groceries too that were far less than there were now. And I remember too shoes. I remember shoes were at Kinney's shoe store, and a big bargain was $3.99 for a pair of shoes. And they were, they were nice shoes, dress shoes. So it was just a whole lot less than what we pay now for anything else. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to ask?
How much were movie tickets?
Oh, that was right. If you were under 12, it was 10 cents. And if you were over 12, then it went up to 15 cents when you were in junior high school. If you were in junior high, that's like 8, 9, and 10, or 7, 8, and 9, junior high. Then senior high was 10, 11, and 12. And when you were then in senior high, you had to pay 25 cents. But it went from 10 cents, and then 15 cents, and then when you were... And another thing, babysitting. When I would babysit, I'd get probably, 25 cents for a whole evening. You'd come at 7 o'clock, and the people would come home maybe around 9 or 10 o'clock, and you'd get 25 cents, and you were up. That was big money for babysitting. Yeah, there's a lot of difference. Oh, and I remember, too, the first car we had. We didn't have a car ourselves. My grandpa and my Aunt Edith lived together in one house between us. And we borrowed their car to go around the lake over to Stonington, where my mother's home was, and my mother's parents lived on a farm. And they... I remember so well that if sometimes we would take the boat, there was a fishing boat that went across the bay, and they charged $1 to go over on the other. Oh, we bought a car. My family finally bought a car, their own car, and I remember it was a Chevrolet, and it was $834. I remember that so well, that was, and my mother was so happy when we bought the car that she came. I was going in the high school. I was in the senior high at that time, and she was so excited she came out to the high school and picked me up and gave me a ride home from high school. But can you imagine, that's a new car. And I remember that the spare tire was on the side, And my dad, who thought, oh, and the car was black, and the wheels on the car were red spokes on the wheel, but the car was black. And then on the spare tire was on the side, and it was sort of sunk in to the front fender. And my dad really thought he was cat's meow. He had a chrome strip put over and around to hide the spare tire, and it was chromium. And boy, whenever he gave the car, of course you never had anybody else wash your car, you washed it yourself. And boy, when he washed that car, did he ever shine up that chromium ring that was around the spare tire. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, and another thing. My mother had to learn to drive. My dad knew how to drive the car, but she didn't, and so they taught her. And the first time she backed the car out of the garage, she didn't know how to put the brake on, and she ripped down the neighbor across the alley. He ripped down their fence. The fence came tumbling down. And my dad never stopped teasing her about the time that she tore down the Olsons' fence when she couldn't find the brake on the car. Oh boy, oh boy.